been a lot of Batman news in the last few hours, so I'm trying to wrap it in maybe under the 10-minute video, but the first thing I'll talk about is that the Hollywood Reporter interviewed Matt Reeves, who's the director of the new Batman movie, and talking about his take on the character and things along those lines. And the one thing that a lot of fans, including myself, has been hyping ever since he had said those words, says the words of, "We are focusing on a detective Batman, the world's greatest detective." Now, what I've been also hearing, this is outside the interview, that in the script, one of the notes that Warner Bros. Kept giving him is add more spectacle, add more action. Because my guess, it was, I wouldn't be shocked, a typical villain, Batman swooping around movie, being a detective, maybe occasionally hanging someone off, breaking a bone into, and having a fight scene at the end type of movie. And let's be honest, the general public, that would be sounding boring. That movie would be like, there's a certain thing that people who see comic book movies, there's a certain box that people want to see. And having a non-action Batman movie is for a lot of people like, huh? So it makes sense. Makes sense when the general public sings a Batman movie, they sing an action movie. And maybe, it is action scene at the beginning, action scene at the beginning, an action scene at the middle, and something, action scene at the first act, second act, and third act. Basically, 3 action scenes. Could be that, and that's heavily focused but more likely it's going to be like 80% detective movie, 20% action movie. Not bad. That is not a bad percentage. Now, also he mentioned that there's going to be multiple villains. Now, of course, this is nothing new. I mean, he's using the word Rose Gallery, but let's be, this is nothing new. I mean, ever since Batman Returns, you had 2 villains. You had Catwoman and Penguin. Forever, you had Two-Face and Riddler. Then you had Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy and Bane. Then you had, in the Christopher Nolan films, you had Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow, and then Joker and Two-Face, and then Bane, and which of course turned it into Talia al Ghul. So it's nothing that new that having a Batman movie having multiple villains. Sorry, I knocked the microphone. So, and whoever the villains are, like, it could be Penguin, it could be a character that we haven't seen before, could be, I think Matt Reeves is, like, if he's going to at least do, like, a trilogy of these, if it's Batman, so it's probably going to do well. If he does a trilogy of these, he isn't going, I think he's not going to be a person to be like, "Jug out of the gate," if you know what I mean. So Mike is to be a villain that we haven't seen for a while on the big screen. Maybe Penguin, maybe Riddler, or a villain we haven't seen before. But it'll be interesting. But you never know. It could be like Long Halloween or Harsh, where like, let's have everyone in there. Could be a story like that. But it'll be quite interesting. But it's all about how you balance. It's all about what type of story you're telling and how you treat these villains and what your trail of these characters are. Could be very grounded. It could be grounded. Like, it could be one of those things where, like, we see seeing a Batman fighting Man-Bat on a big screen is not far of a switch, just because of Justice League and all that. But talking about Justice League, news that broke out about an hour ago that, news that everyone kind of knew, some people weren't denying it, but now it's official. Ben Affleck is done as Batman. This Batman in this Matt Reeves film is going to be a younger Batman. My guess, like, personally, I always like to see a Batman in his prime, like it's year 5 or something, or year 6, like, you know what I mean? Like I like a Batman in his prime, but it's like, the origin story or him at the end of his one. Why can't we have like the person who's in like 5 years into his career, like he started at the age of like 22, and he's like 27. Like, why not? Can we have that? Or he's 30 or something. But yeah, and here's the thing, like, it was going to happen. For me, hearing the words Ben Affleck's not Batman anymore, for me it was that whole thing of like, water is wet, the sky is blue. I kind of expected, and just that the signs were kind of pointing that way, and and you know, here's the thing, like, years to come, and I assume there's gonna be another Justice League movie and all that kind of stuff, but years to come, if people ask, like, which was, like, when years to come and people talk about other Batmans and which one was which, people will be like, which Ben Affleck, what Batman was he? I'll be like, he's the guy who fought Superman. He's the guy he was the Batman who formed the Justice League. Like, yeah, he was the first Justice League Batman in a way. And so, yeah, it is one of those, like, bummed out moments, as they always do. Like, I think he was a badass Batman. Yeah, definitely for a Frank Miller type of Batman. Dark Knight Returns, definitely for BBS. But yeah, but also, more news on the Batman. I'm reading this from the Hollywood Reporter. It says, newly announced DC films. We got, okay, this is just them announcing their 2021 release date. So, hold on a second. Well, in a way, it is kind of Batman related. The new DC animated film, DC Super Pets. Repeat yourself, Super Pets, opens on May 21st, 2021. This is all like 2021, 2020 release dates. So we've got Super Pets. But Batman is going to come out on June 25th, 2021. And the Suicide Squad is going to come out basically August 6th, 2021. Because, you know, even though people poop and shits on Suicide Squad, it made a fuckload of money. It made about $7,000. So it is a lot. And then, hold on a second. And I'm just reading through if there's any Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. James Gunn. Okay. So James Gunn is, as we know, James Gunn is writing the script. James Gunn, who directed the first 2 Guardians of the Galaxy and Super and Sliver and all that kind of stuff, he is also set to direct. Okay, that could be quite interesting. Sorry, that is going to be quite interesting. Yeah, personally, yeah. It'll be interesting if it's an R-rated film. I actually do want Suicide Squad as R-rated. I think if I was Warner Brothers, I think the 2 things I would say. Oh, actually, I think the only thing I would say to James Gunn is you need to keep Harley Quinn, and that's kind of it. But we're going to get a brand new Batman, and we have a sense of what type of movie this is, what the aim is